shape our nation. Each week we explore the most impactful headlines that are shaping the narrative in South Sudan. We delve into issues related to national development, peace building, politics, culture and economics. To stay informed and engaged, tune into Around South Sudan and be part of the conversation that matters. Subscribe now and join us for the stories that connect us all. Together, let's explore the heart of South Sudan. Welcome to Around South Sudan. You go to podcast for the stories that shape our nation. Hello, welcome to Around South Sudan podcast with me, Lasuba Memo. In today's episode, we look at the root causes of the recent uptick in violence, assess the effectiveness of regional interventions, and examine the future of initiatives like the Tumaini. Now, with the 2018 peace agreement is still hanging in the balance and intermittent clashes in parts of the country, is it possible to bypass implementing the 2018 revitalized peace agreement? And what risks would that pose to the country's future? Can South Sudan chart a new path to stability? Well, today I am glad to be joined by a retired bishop of the Episcopal Church of South Sudan, Indepth, who is also representing the faith-based groups in the reconstituted Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, that is RJMC, that is overseeing the 2018 peace agreement. And on my left is Conal Chang, who is a seasoned analyst, and both will be discussing this topic. I'm glad to have you on this podcast program for the first time, retired Bishop Indepth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed. And it's my pleasure having both of you tonight. Let's start with this question here. Peace is still out of reach for many in South Sudan. And the 2018 revitalized peace agreement has been undermined by countless violations, leaving communities vulnerable to ongoing clashes and also rampant insecurity, as we have seen, road ambushes and also clashes involving the armed groups and the South Sudan People's Defense Forces. So the question is, Bishop, is it possible for peace parties to bypass implementing the 2018 peace agreement, and what do you think would be some of the risks posed to the country's future?
Well, thank you for inviting me to this podcast for the first time, and also for raising the questions. As a member of RJMC, I think these questions should really be answered by the implementers or the RRCs, because as monitors, we are not on the ground to bring you exactly the actual reasons. Even us as monitors, the last RJMC consultation meeting was on the 7th of April this year, and the plenary was supposed to be held on the 10th of April, as usual, after the consultation, but never happened. So even RJMC, the monitor, is no longer doing its work because the implementers are not doing that. So that question should really be answered by the implementers, not me, not even the church.
So what would be your suggestion here, as somebody who is observing the peace process? And so what would be the way forward if you're saying they should be the one to ask? Of course, we do know that the peace agreement has stalled, and likewise the Tumaini initiative, which is seen as a complement to the 2018 peace agreement.
Well, in fact, those of us who have been in the peace talks, beginning with RCs 2015 and then RRCs 2018, and even the Tumaini, we had always said let the people be involved, because this top-down peace processes have reached their limits. There's no way you can influence our political leaders without the people at the grassroots. If you remember the CPA, CPA only succeeded because the people were brought in. You remember the Woodley Conference in 1999? It was that peace process, what they call people-to-people peace process, plus other conferences, which brought pressure and unified the factions. The SPLM factions, led by Riak and Dr. John Garang, eventually got united when they held the Kejiko Dialogue Conference in Yei in 1997. And then SPLM movement opened up, allowed the church to do the intercommunal dialogue, That's why the Woolite succeeded between the Nuer and the Dinka, and then the other ethnic groups. So when they now got united in 2002, they were able to negotiate as one body with the government of Sudan. And that's how the CPA came. This history is not yet written, although there is a book by John Asworth, Voice of the Voiceless, for those who care to read. You can get that story there.
Right. So what is your take, Kwang Palchan?
Yeah, I will respond in a way that the hope that has been there after this peace agreement was signed. And I'm glad to share the podium with the retired Bishop Tombe. And he was among those who worked hard to make sure that the two parties or the parties in the conflict are brought together to reach an agreement. This is the agreement we are talking about. And by that time, I was among the few journalists who went first to the peace talk site in Addis Ababa, and came the incident of 2016, and then people went back to Addis and then to Khartoum. He says something that is very interesting, that some stakeholders who are missing in this peace agreement, and what people keep saying is that the common citizen that this peace agreement is what succeeded is power sharing, which means they looked at this peace agreement as for elite, for the politician. It has not involved them, and I think this is what actually came out from the bishop now, that people were not involved. And if you look at all the protocol or the agreements, the chapters, they call them chapters in 2018 peace agreement. You look at the only chapters that seem to have been implemented and all parties agree upon is power sharing, because it awards them positions and resources. And I think that's why, and the rest, when you look at security arrangement, you look at the constitution making process, the way to election, nobody want to look at those. And this is where the people now come in, because if you give opportunity to the people to go and elect their leader, that will be now opportunity for them, and as a leader will say, we give you the opportunity now as a stakeholder in this peace agreement. This is your role as a citizen, that now we create that environment for election. We brought you constitutions that will guide the elections, and we have election where you elect your leader. If you like us, you bring us back. If you don't like us, then you bring your leader. I think that was the expectation from the people. But as we see how things are falling apart in this peace agreement, you realize that even civil society organizations, that they said one of the reasons why this peace is not going forward is lack of trust between the leaders, the leaders of these political parties who signed peace. And the other challenge also is continuous violence that people talked about. Now, looking at the revitalized peace agreement and how things are going, it tells you that the parties could not agree, and then there's something that will bring them again together. And what we are seeing now is the cry of the people that we want peace. You, the leaders, the politicians, you forgive each other and come back together and continue implementing peace. And what we need from you is that it's just election. Give us the opportunity to elect our leader. I think if they can listen to the voice of the people and the voice of the church, okay, or the religious leaders, I think they can come back to their sense. And this is what they are saying, that if the president can forgive people who have killed people, why not forgive his brothers, whom he seemed to be having issues now? And forgiving means you move forward with the peace agreement. So those are the hope. That's the window of hope for the people to see, looking at the leader, that there will be change of heart, and maybe not holding back or having that grudges that I will not forgive and I will not forgive. I think those are the things that people would like to, and put aside this power struggle, because this power struggle can be put an end by the people. Ask people, let the people give you the mandate. I think those are the things that when we look at the peace agreement. Now, I think we will also continue to later maybe talk about Tumaini, which we are seeing a lot of things happening. Statements are made, and the other parties are also releasing a statement on all those.
Bishop, you a proponent or a strong supporter of what we call the One Lead, people-to-people initiative, and you have been advocating for this nature, this kind of dialogue as a viable way to bring South Sudanese from all walks of life alike. But what we see in this country, and many previous statements, is that it is the politicians who have got the differences among themselves, and they are holding the country hostage to those grievances. And do you think people-to-people dialogue will really change what we see today?
Well, I was just giving you an experience from the past, but even now, this year I was in Wow for Twitch Ngok Dinka Youth Dialogue. They've been fighting, they've been made to fight each other from February 22, and then they stopped by themselves in June 2024. So you remember the national government here sent Angelo Beda, he did not succeed. He sent Dulbagi, he did not succeed. And then eventually the youth said they want somebody who is neutral. And they contacted South Sudan Council of Churches. So the new general secretary called me and said, Bishop, there is a mission for you to Wow. The youth wanted somebody neutral. So are you willing to go? I said, surely. These are my people, I can go. As to facilitate. So UNIMIS plus UNIPSA, which is in ABA, plus the National Government Peace Building Ministry, the Undersecretary was there, plus the State Peace Building Minister was there. All of us were there. It's only the youth. So when we arrived, we were in this Royal Castle Hotel in Wow, behind the football stadium. I just asked them, why are you fighting? He said, we don't know. So you don't know? So who gave you the guns? He said, Juba. So he said, okay. So why don't you just, it's good that you have now stopped. So what do you want us to do? And I said, please reconcile us. I tell you, even those Tit Bai and Tit Weng. Tit Weng, those are cattle guards. And that Tit Bai is those who guard the homes. They were there. They say, we are the one who are killing the people on the roads. So now they have found out that these people in Juba are educating their children abroad and made them to fight. They're losing education. So we say, okay, you put down all the issues and you discuss them. And as I speak to you now, the war has stopped.
Indeed, it's taken a while.
It has. It is because the people decided on their own. So if our people on the grassroots decide now they don't want to fight, it will stop. These political leaders are nothing. They use them as tools. This is not the only place. I talk about Woodley, I talk about this Twitch Dinka and so on. I've been to other places also. Here, near us here, the Mundare Ptakeka. They've been fighting 2017 up to when we got involved. Actually, two of the youth called me and said, Bishop, you are just watching and we are killing each other. Why don't you help us? I say, what do you want to do? Say, we want to talk to this politician. I say, no, that is mistake. Call these cattle keepers. I want to ask them why they're fighting. And we brought them here to Nyakuran. January 2022. I just asked them, why are you fighting? They say, it's the people in Juba who are telling us to fight, using telephones, and they supply the weapons. Say, you want to continue killing each other? They say, no. You just tell them you don't want to fight, police stop, and they stop. Then they put down their statement. Then we call now these political leaders. Actually, there are 11 MPs in the National Parliament. We call them here in June at St. Mary's Seminary. They said, this is what your people are saying. They don't want to fight. What do you say? They start quarreling among themselves. And then I stopped. This year, last year I was invited to Tindilo, just as evidence that there was peace. There was a little fighting between those of Tali and Mandari Bura. So they called me and said, Bishop, we have been fighting. I said, why are you fighting? He said, it's some people from Juba. It is the people of Juba, because of their power struggle, which are making our people to fight. But if our people understand through the media, like iRadio and our civil society, the media, they will stop. But they've been deceived, So when you tell them, please, since you have no reason to fight, just stop. The one of Tali and Mandari Bura is just about wrestling. The cattle keeper, they all wrestle traditionally. Then one group threw the other down, and then the girls from the other side start putting dust on the head of the... and then somebody now released the bullet. That's how the war started. Then we say, okay, do you have rules for wrestling? They say they don't have. We say, okay, let the chiefs sit down and put around the rules of the game. Wrestling has been traditional. Yeah, maybe we're using sticks and spears. Now, you're using modern weapons. So it is simply exploitation of the local conflicts. So what we are saying now is that let us go to the people at the bottom, prepare them not to be misled. We all want to have peace. We had enough fighting to liberate ourselves. Actually, we are traumatized. Yeah? So let us give ourselves time to rebuild ourselves, recover from the trauma, and then build our country instead of being exploited again.
The examples you have given reminds me of what is taking place in Western Equatoria State, and the conflict there has been recurrent. And the same way you're saying, the politicians have been accused for meddling into the affairs of the communities and bringing up about this violence. So if, in a way you're saying, if communities just decide, like those in Western Equatoria, say, let's just sit and dialogue and stop our differences, the politicians wouldn't do anything.
Let me tell you, as I was in April this year, somebody rang me and said, Bishop, what are you doing there in Bargazal when you should be in Tambura? I said, but who invited me in Tambura? I only go where I'm invited, because I cannot just go. I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a Red Cross. I'm a peacemaker. So if I'm invited to Tambura, I'll come. As a matter of fact, I was in Yambio in 2022 on a World Vision mission. I was evaluating their program. So I had a chance to talk to a local priest there. I actually wanted to know, because honestly, those of us from Juba, we have never heard people of Western Equatoria ever fighting. Never in their history. So I said, what is really going on, Father? He told me, Bishop, he had been a priest in Tambora, Catholic priest, and the problem are politics, plus land, plus minerals. There's diamond in Western Equatoria. And then the issue of course, the culture. Under the Azande kingdom, the language was Zande. And so when the SPLA came, opened up all languages and national languages, the Balanda now want to speak their language. And then also the chieftainship, it used to be only hereditary. Now if you look at the Local Government Act, it's opened up. Anybody now can stand. And then the Abungara clan, the ruling clan, just like the Arab, say no. This has been our position. So people are not changing. But I hope the new king now, I know him very well, he will probably open up. So this cultural thing will change gradually. So it is multiple factors. But as you put it, if we could enlighten the people there, this is not their problem. Now, what do you call it? Those who are fishing in dirty waters in Juba, we know all of them. The politicians of Western Equatoria, they're just fishing there, right? They have done it in Twitch and Ngok. They have done it in Mundari. By the way, even among the Bari. I have handled this myself. When I retired from the church, I was advisor of the BC. We handled ours with Bishop Kalano. We were almost fighting. I tell you, you could have run from here if we were not involved. We were going exactly to fight like any other ethnic group. People were saying, what, they Bari? Never, it never happened. Even me, I was surprised. But when it comes to politics, there's nobody who is spared.
That's true.
Even the most peaceful people, like Western Equatoria, the Bari, they can also fight. As a matter of fact, we were all warriors, by the way, before we become peaceful now. When we heard from our grandfathers, they were fighting over cattle, over land, over women, over what? But through the British, I understood there was a conference in 1947 in Rajab. The British said, look, you the Bari, please, no more killing each other. Anybody who has killed a brother, bring him to me. And then they brought all the chiefs and the elders, and the man who killed this person was hanged publicly. So the Bari said, oh, so if there is justice, Miri, they call it Miri. So if there is a problem, the Bari already run to Miri. The trouble is that our justice system is not working, as during the British. But if there was justice system, through the courts, the local courts, through the government, people will abide by the law. But because they are not, that's why they are armed. The youths are exactly trying to protect themselves. Because the other youths are coming, why should we not arm ourselves? You know? But if we can put the system in place, I tell you, our people will be peaceful.
What is your reflection? It looks like so in-depth.
I think that the engaging the grassroots community or the community in each locations where they are, if they are willing, I think that could be the beginning of reconciliation and dialogue and resolving our issues. And my experience recently I went to Pibor last month, and also I went to Turale. And when I was in Pibor town, I interact with community there, and I've asked them, what is the problem? What are you forced, or what is the motive of you? Like, do you see yourself as the people who caused this cattle raiding, child abduction, or because it seemed like there is no much coming out from people that we are hearing your side of the story, and some of them say, look, even some of us here, you see us in people, whatever conflict happening between community, whether in the other side of Akobo or the other side of Jongle in Bor, is not us. Maybe the right people who should respond are those at the border. Us even here in Pibor, we don't even, we see there's a government, and what I realize is, like he put it, the local authority with the current administrations in Pibor came up with the conflict resolution, where he said, if you go and abduct a child from somewhere, abduct somebody's child, or you stole somebody animals, he said he makes sure that all the chiefs in the area, if you know someone from your area went and went for cattle raid or stole somebody's child, if you don't report that person, I will lock you up for 5 years. There's a penalty of how many cows, 50, and that. And if you surrender that criminal, I will lock up the criminals, and I will penalize the criminals locked up for at least 5 years, and also a certain number of cows. And I think also there has been a lot of also within the community, a lot of sexual violence and all those things. He introduced also penalty, and you can see they are saying now, come must come. That's why the guy was received, he was received with a mass with so many people, because he tried to bring sanity, peace, stability. So in your, as a leader, you can try with your local resource you have to reconcile your community. Also, make sure there is rule of law. When I went to Turale, somebody told me, you see this cow, they are the source of conflicts. Even we don't want them, but you have no option, because this is now. This is what now. If you want to, we want something, you get it through this cow. But it become something that is difficult for us to manage, because somebody will come and steal them. You don't sleep at night protecting them. At daytime you are after them. It's like he does not give these animals are not giving us peace, because somebody will come and take them. And if they are taken, then you lost. You become poor. You cannot manage your life and all those things. People don't want the violence. And if there is a way that this issue can be addressed, I think they are willing. Like he went to those areas of Twitch, and they say they are actually the Twitch guys, Twitch counties people there. They said they are in the center of their neighbors. They describe their neighbors as hostile. Also, they can be attacked from any, and they found themselves. If there's a way of resolving conflict, they will be the first to say that, because it's not the one direction, so many directions where they have enemies. And I also had this sometime. My late father, when I went to the village, God may continue to rest his peace, rest his life, his life in soul in peace. He told me when I went home. He told me, it's good. I want to get married. He told me it's good that most of this cow will go for marriage, because I could not sleep. But I cannot also let them go, because this is yours. These are yours. So his life is them. They don't enjoy their life. So if our government, if this peace agreement could be implemented the way it is, especially the issue of transitional justice, the issue of reconciliations, if our government could pick this up and make it a reality. South Sudanese, with all this, if we reconcile, I say, Lasuba Mebo, you have done this to me, and you said it, I have done it, it's me who have done it, and I can forgive you. And then that is return of peace. People heal through that. And I think that's what the church has been doing and try to do also, to make sure that people reconcile. And we are looking toward what kind of reconciliation do we need, because we need a reconciliation that will heal and that will bring permanent peace, because we have stepped on each other's toes. We have hurt each other, so we cannot deny that. We need to speak out, to talk about what do we want, how can we forgive one another. But this has to be this chance is up to the government to make sure that it avails that venue for people to reconcile.
Right. Thank you, Kongpal Chanka. Let me come back to Bishop Enoch. You believe in homegrown solution, and you've said this many times, that South Sudanese will need to sit and resolve their differences. And now we've looked at the current peace agreement. They are partners to this peace agreement, members of the international community who are represented in the RJMC. And since this peace agreement has stalled following the Nasir incident, what is your observation? Do you see there is real intervention from the international community, or they are giving up?
With all due respect to our partners at international, regional, even IGAD region, there are limitations. In fact, for me, I'm now in third year of peace processes. That is our peace talk 2015. I was there, and then RRCs up to Khartoum. I was there, and then to Maini. So I've actually learned. They said unless the people of South Sudan own their own problem, nobody else will solve them. They can only help. Two, they must include everybody. The IGAD process, you remember that people did not sign? And then they say, oh, just leave them out. Okay, they tried Rome, and they tried Tumaini. Did it succeed? No. So it's the people who should come together at grassroots level. And then, thirdly, they should be the one to bring the solutions, what they call homegrown solutions. We are not saying the external partners will not be required. They will be required to support maybe logistics. For example, the Twitch Ngok, they decided to stop fighting. And then they requested UNIMIS and UNISPA together with the government to help. Even the government, by the way, should be requested. It's not the government to take over. When I ask people of Trakeka, who is the government? They say it's the commissioner. I say no, wrong. He's a public servant. This is your servant. You are the government. You tell the government what to do. You know, we had been ruled by colonial powers, see the Turks, 1821. We always look up. Up to now, even you, you always ask, IGAD. They will come and go because these are top down. So it is us as owners who say this is what we want. We want peace, police stop. Okay? You want us to fight? You are not going to fight. You know? So somebody actually did a research. I'm not just talking because I discovered something new. Somebody called Professor John Paul Laderek. I wish you could read his book. He had done a research after September 11th. Remember? The Americans were Bin Laden, hit them.
Yes.
So he did a research and found out actually the best solution to this kind of conflict is bottom up. You go to the people, right? What do they want? Like you put it correctly, RRC is about power sharing, even about security ranks, chapter 2, and then the people just supposed to give humanitarian aid. After that, okay, we're supposed to go for elections in chapter 6. But the economy is abandoned. Even there is no money now, no salaries. Is this what we wanted? People are not saying maybe you go back to Sudan. If Sudan did not mess up now, Sudan even has gone west. So it is the people now. We are not saying what they have done is not. They have brought a ceasefire. Now we should now do the bottom up and begin to solve the problem one by one. Start with
this is
food,
what should have been done.
with food. Make sure that we have food for everybody. We produce our own food, not to import from Uganda and so on. But in Western Equatoria, the fruits are rotting. The fish in Bor up to Malakal is dying of old age. The land, you know, we can produce this food, provided we provide security. And then, of course, for example, the Nile, hydroelectric power. I tell you, when the president signed the Entebbe Nile Water Agreement, he came to Nairobi. I went and said, President, this is the legacy people will remember you for generations. We have been trying to have the Fuller Rapids hydroelectric power. Egypt said no. But now we got the right to use our own water rights without Egypt. On the contrary, we should ask Egypt to help us. We exchange water for electricity. Yeah. Then our use will be employed in the small industries. So it's just a matter of common sense. It's not philosophical problem. You know, we have just to do it. But of course, we the elders, we cannot see it now because people say, well, how long is it going to take to build a dam and so on. We want to eat now. So it's the younger generation to do it, whether we like it or not, you know, together with the chiefs at the bottom. I tell you, it can happen. So bottom up or homegrown solution is practical. Remember, for the church, the 1972 peace agreement, do you know it was SEC? Reverend Samuel Atibogo, the first part-time general secretary. He was the one who initiated with, right, with the AACC and World Council, although it's not recorded, but I had the chance to talk to him when I was the general secretary of AACC in Khartoum. I said, Samuel, exactly what happened? He said, well, the partners ran away from Nigeria, Biafra war, with all the money, and then found him in Nairobi. So we want to mediate. So Samuel became the link with Nimeri through the embassy of Sudan. That is church involved. CPA, I've already told you. Now, RRCs, we are just involved as observers. Actually, twice I did approach both React as well as President Salva Kiir, say, please allow the IGAD envoys to go to our people. They say, not yet. Unless I get something, I cannot allow it. Okay.
What is that something?
Well, of course, power. You got the vice president, and now he's locked in. No? Suppose he had taken our advice, we wouldn't have been in this mess. You know, it's the people of South Sudan first, the final authority, not IGAD nor UN, nothing. It's our people. They are the voters in the end. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add something similar to what he said, talking about the people, solution coming from the people. And I kept repeating myself that I do have a big respect to South Sudanese who spoke during national dialogue. I think the document of national dialogue is a blueprint that our leaders, they can use it as a message, a feedback from the public where they can correct things, because the way they spoke, I think that was the only platform.
It can even act as a constitution.
Yes, the way the people spoke, they talk about the root cause of the problem, they talk about the solution, they even talk about what they want. So everything is there. So, and when you look at that document, in another way, is a vote of no confidence on the SPLM government. Because, yes, you brought us independent, but here you came and mess up, like, with the power struggle. You, the SPLM, because all of them are SPLM. Even those in Tumaini are the SPLM. It's SPLM that is all having this confusion and all this power struggle. So they said, yeah, something went wrong, but give us. They say, you mess up, the SPLM, because of power struggle, give us back our right where we should go. And this still election. We need to go for election. And I think the people have spoken, and that is what can be reflected in if they are given opportunity to be allowed to vote and see how we can move this country forward. Because so many people now are saying, there's a talk that say, because this peace agreement has not helped, because it's supposed to be resolution of the conflict in South Sudan, yeah? So resolution means you give a solution. But others, as here in the same platform, believe that when you assess what is happening, it seems that instead of being this peace agreement being a conflict resolution, it's become conflict management. It's like managing a conflict that, okay, no peace, no war at the same time. So it's like it has not really solved the problem of South Sudanese, like the root cause or what the people want. It has not reflected, because it seemed to be like the leaders turned to be managing only conflict than giving a solution to the conflict.
There is a question here from one of our viewers, Bishop, from Chiang Kwek. He said lack of political will and tribal tendencies is what is killing the peace agreement. Do you agree?
These are perceptions. It's true that some people can use ethnicity or whatever identity they want, like the people of Sudan did. You know, they use religion and race, right? Now we are South Sudanese. We now use but what is the issue? The issue is power and wealth, right? So these are just tools. So when you now go to the people and you ask the people, like I did ask those, what do you want? They're all Mundari, by the way. Even me, I was surprised. So it's not about ethnicity. This is just a cover. One time Abel Aler told us, he's still alive, by the way. He said, when we were in the Sudan, he said what the Arabs have done, they wrapped the wealth and the power with the two layers, religion and then the race. So you want to go in, you have to go through this.
You have to go through religion.
So now what we're done, we are using ethnicity and the whatever with a political faction to wrap the thing. But inside it is the power and wealth. This is the one we should go for. How do we distribute it? How do we share it? You know, it should be shared. You should not be greedy. You know, this is the challenge. That's why people have been talking about federal system. Up to now, I'm telling you, since 1947, we have not even agreed for a type of federal system to share power at all levels. I have a friend now, Achul Bangol.
Yeah.
You came to us in
Tumaini.
Yeah, he has been talking about it so much. So we are now working together
Okay.
to try to address the issues through what they call Conal, National Council of Traditional Authorities. I think maybe before the end of this month, we will come out with something on that direction.
Right.
With the hope that homegrown solution, not now IGAD, it is us, our own people, the chiefs, the women, the youth, the church, civil society. I have learned a lot from Tumaini, because even these people, they came to us, they say, what is new? Okay, so we have not answered that question. What is new is that we are going to produce, okay, you mentioned about national dialogue. And let me tell you, we were going to have the national dialogue led by the church, but the government took it over. But we still ask the Kenyans who did similar national dialogue, and then Uganda and Sudan under Bashir. We say, what is the purpose of national dialogue when the government calls for one? Say for Kenya, it was to approve federal system of 47 counties, and then inclusion of women. And then for Uganda, it's to maintain a status quo, president for life. And then for Sudan, it was used as a cover. Bashir was having national dialogue in Khartoum, and was burning Darfur. Yeah. Then we were wondering what will be our purpose of our national dialogue. This was 2016, December. Now we know what it is. You know it. To maintain a status quo and create a succession like Uganda. You know, even the party is dead. SPLM. I asked somebody in Nairobi, say, "But you are, is it? What is the party?" He said, "Oh, this party is only paper now. It's finished. It's over." He died in March 2013, the last political bureau conference. Somebody told me this. So it's dead, right? What about the agreement? Okay, the agreement now is dying also. Tumaini is already dead. So we have nothing.
So you agree with the senior presidential advisor?
No, I use a different term.
Okay.
It has reached a dead end. Self, you know.
Okay, self.
You know, when Kwame Nkrumah went, he told Lazarus, I was there. He said, Lazarus, please give us permission to go home. I said, but you have just identified the root cause of the conflict. Why don't we start discussing them one by one? He said, no, we have something urgent. So it was self. All right?
Right.
All right.
Right. So what next now? Tumaini is a stall. I said it is shelf. And what is the alternative path for peace and stability in South Sudan?
The people of South Sudan take over. Have their own initiative. Yes.
Yeah. I do.
Let me before you pray.
Yeah.
Before you do that.
Yes.
You remember SEC have launched the 70 days of prayer.
Yes.
From the 10th of June, it will be ending on the 18th of August 2025 in Torit. People are now saying, please God forgive us, because we are messed up. You help us to be independent, and we forgot you. We are now even killing each other. So they have been praying now for God to forgive us, so that we have a new opportunity. You know. So what we hope is that by the end of that prayer and fasting, I hope you have been following.
70 days.
Yes, there will be, maybe the church will be inspired to come up with a plan of action, which will be alternative to these political driven processes, even including the top down.
And okay, we will dive more into Tumaini initiative. I don't know whether there is much more to talk about Tumaini, since you said it has been shelved. But let's first look at the current development, which a civil society like Edmond Yakani has viewed as violation of the peace agreement, continued violation of the peace agreement. That is the swapping of Western Equatoria governor from SPLMIO to SPLMIG. So, Kong, what is your take there?
Yeah, whatever is happening now between the peace partners or peace party is politic. It's a politic of who has the muscle. What do SPLMIO have? If they say no, what do they have? Do they have option? So it's SPLM is taking advantage of the SPLMIO crisis, where the leader is locked up or is told to stay at home. Another leader came in, interim leader is there, is struggling to hone the SPLMIO. So if your house the good example is how South Sudan is struggling with its own problem, where the neighbor are grabbing part of our land. So it's the same with IO. IO is struggling. It has internal issues, power struggle or whatever it is, and now the SPLM now in the government that has taken all governorships, because remaining one now, is also taking advantage of the situation that the SPLMIO has found itself. And I believe the SPLM, both the SPLM, they are used to going around repeating the same thing. And I said it several times. What will happen when they get tired of the other SPLM? It happened like it happened with Tabandengai. Once they get tired of maybe power groups, or they see there's nothing moving forward, too much pressure from international community, from the church, the country is falling apart, say, okay, you see, let's get Riek out. We take another round with him to tell the South Sudanese, oh, we forgive each other, and we are going for another round, extend, and then disagreement arise, one who is powerless against
Bishop,
challenge.
Bishop, do you see the likelihood of this trend?
Well, I always go back to Kejiko 1. You know, why did it happen in 1997? The IGAD peace talks collapsed in Nanyuki, 1993, after the declaration of principles. I was the General Secretary of SCC in Khartoum, Dr. Harun, NSCC in Nairobi. Fortunately, our partners that time were wise. They took us to Norway to cool down, you know. Sometimes we cannot think correctly because we are in a... So we went and cooled down, and then they say, look, what is the position of the church? He said, you know, we are just church. No, they say, no. You should give us your position so that we help you. Yeah. So we issued our first paper. Here we stand. Basically, we say, let the SPLM and the government of Sudan address three root causes of the conflict. It was the advice of the late Professor Akol Damantier. I think you remember him.
Okay.
Issue of identity. We should be diverse, not only Muslim and Arab. The issue of power sharing and wealth sharing. So we issued that statement. And remember, I had to go to Khartoum and hand over this paper to Bashir. Okay. We had it in a delegation.
Okay.
They say, okay, you the church, actually, this is your role.
This is Bashir.
Yes, our hands are in fire. You have to bring it from fire to the water.
Okay.
So we gave us the green light.
Okay.
And then our colleagues in NSCC went to the Dr. John Garang. Say, we want to pray peace. Say, go ahead. That's what the Kejiko one. Right? And then they opened up, you know, chaplaincy. And then the people the wounded and the others. What you are now saying, let us have Kejiko 3. Right?
Proposing that.
Yes. Call all these factions, whether the IO or IG or SOA or even the opposition, those in Rome, bring them together. Why are you fighting? The people. We will bring in the chiefs and the women and the youth and civil society and the media. We ask them. If we can do it inside here, even the better. If we don't want to do it in the neighboring countries, up to us. We ask them, why are you exactly? We have liberated ourselves from the Sudan now. What is going on? Yeah, we want peace. So this is what we are trying to do. Because this country does not belong to few people at the top. This is the country for all of us, from the bottom up. We don't know whether we are 12 million now or whatever. We even some have died. Huh? This is what the people of South Sudan should be asking. And we hope our plans will work out by the grace of God. You know, when we were in Sudan, we were like mad people, particularly for me who was in Khartoum. You know, when we were in London, we issued our people, let my people.
Yeah, and
those are TB say, let my people go. I say, no, please, you know. If we already say go, it means that you're separation. If I go to Khartoum with this paper, I will be arrested in the airport. So let us amend this verse. It's taken from the Bible. Let us make it, let my people choose. Say you're a coward. I say no, it's a matter of wisdom. After all, I call the Montana said we are only two options left: separation or unity. So why should we now dictate the people? Archbishop Paulino was there with us, the late, and we agreed. I tell you, when this was signed in London in March 2002, the first and second protocol was signed. You remember, Salva Kiir was the negotiator. July, 4 months later. So the church always had to speak. So I want to encourage the church to speak, not to keep quiet.
And this is Bishop. This is what so many people are saying. The church, when Sudan, the church of the time when Sudan was one, was very vocal. What happened now? And now maybe that one.
One reason is that there is something called born in the mouth.
Okay.
One Rwandan actually warned us before we got independent. He said, be careful, you the church of South Sudan. The moment you become independent, you be careful about bone in the mouth. Like a dog is given a dog. I mean, a dog is given a bone. So he gave an illustration that in Rwanda, there was a family which had a dog which got the house. And then the thief wanted to come and steal, but the dog will always bark. Woo, 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 and then the owner will come and chase away the thief.
So the thieves came with the bone.
So they say, oh, I think I have to deal with this dog first. So he bought 2 kilos of meat, let it rot for 2 days, and then the first thing he did was threw the meat to the dog. The dog, of course, liked meat. So you were trying to do two things, to bark and eat. So he was making, so no, the owner could not hear.
And his mission was
I tell you.
So the church has been given.
Yes, you know, we ate.
We ate, yeah.
And all even money. So if the church is not backing, because they had the bone in the mouth. So we want the church to take away this bone.
Okay.
You know?
So
that they can speak clearly. Yeah.
So you see, this has been the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. We know it. We have been warned. You know, it's not that I think about it. We were warned, and it happened. Right. Anyway, we got rid of that those leadership. We now got a new leadership in the Council of Churches, right? So I think he's now 3 months in office, and that's why they launched this prayer first, to repent of the sins we have committed. You know, the church is the watchman, to warn the people of South Sudan there is danger.
Yeah.
Because the Bible says in Ezekiel, if we fail to back, the sin of these people will be on us. But if we back like that dog, and the people don't want to listen, the sin will be on them. All right? So this is called prophetic ministry. So they've started well now by praying for 70 days and fasting. Then God will tell them now what to do.
Will they give out the V8?
No, I think the group is the group has gone. That group has gone. This is a new group.
It's a new group. Yeah. Okay. So with what you're saying, to me it looks like you will be pessimistic if I ask this question, whether you think the country will have what we call free, fair and credible elections in December 2026 as announced by the politicians.
I don't want to leak out, but we have been working quietly. Maybe I want to invite you on the 14th of this month. We are launching a program, 6-point program, so that we can move towards elections. Okay. With the help of God, of course, and the support of partners and the media.
Yeah.
So I hope you will come. I think you probably I already was not there when we had the workshop in July this year.
I suppose, yeah.
You were there on the 10th and the 11th of July.
No, we didn't.
Oh, you were not there, but next time you should be there. Sorry, you get a copy.
Right. Yeah. So there are concerns that RJMC, of which you representing the faith-based group is not doing enough in its monitoring oversight. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the mandate of RJMC is limited to oversight, that is to see the implementation, and then give advice if there is some loophole. You know, when you are just like, I always tell people that RJMC is like this sideman in the football match, the one who raised the
linesman.
Linesman, yes. But referee is not RJMC. The referee probably United Nations Security Council. So if the linesman raises the thing and then the referee doesn't whistle, what do you do? That is what RJMC has been doing. I say, but you have noticed, which is true. The mandate says you are only to observe, to monitor, and report. And we have been doing it consistently. If you look at the last quarterly report, I hope you have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Bishop, let me just come in.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting. There's one part that said when the two parties cannot agree, the body that will be resolving the disagreement is RJMC. That is like
advice.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it advice or
no,
can even
advice.
give a decision?
No, it's advice.
This is the way. Yeah.
It gives advice.
Okay.
It is advisory role. But
they don't educate.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They pass the report to IGAD. Like, for example, last month when the parliament got open, they presented their report.
Right.
Right. Our parliamentarians now are having the report. I don't know what they're going to do.
Whether they use it or not.
Yes. And of course, these are people who are not elected. So they fear.
They may be comfortable.
They cannot
also.
shake the boat. Then they also give to IGAD. That's why IGAD is coming for the second time. They also give to AU. They give to UN Security Council. But when you look at UN Security Council, what is UN Security Council? It is the 5 countries with veto. US, Britain, China, France, and what? Russia. They have their own interests, you know. Okay, you have also the guarantors.
Right.
But look at the way Uganda is now behaving. Is it a guarantor anymore? Yeah.
Become part of the country.
So that's why our people should not wait for outsiders. We should do our own thing, you know. So homegrown solution is always the best.
From Richard Ephraim saying the problem is our leaders who do not remember our vision of South Sudan, and also the problem is accountability for the resources we have in the country. I don't know what that implies, but if you got him well, so is he right saying the problem is our leaders?
Well, the leaders are fighting over power. We already agreed. They're also fighting over resources. Right? Now, do these resources belong to them or to us? Who is the owner of the resources of South Sudan? It is us. Unfortunately, because we have been ruled by external forces, we only watch. By the way, even clap our hands when our son is made the governor. We go and celebrate. Oh, our son! It's our turn to eat, isn't it? There is something called Hajab Takuma. You know, it's true that Akuma, which was colonial, was not ours. But from July 2011, it is now our government.
With the people.
When somebody take a property of the office, we should say, why are you doing this? But in fact, we even help. This corruption, we are number 2 next to Somalia. In fact, we are now number 1. And we are supposed to be Christians, huh? Over 60%. Are we really true? Are we really Christians? We are not practicing even our faith. I tell you, when Obasanjo came, February 2014, I was there in Grand Hotel, among the cheerleaders. One lawyer said, before we start this meeting, I want to ask you, how many Christians are in this country? One of the younger bishops, he just jumped in and said, 90%. So proud. And then this lawyer said that, why are you killing each other if you are really Christian? He said, you know, these people come to church every Sunday, but they don't obey. That is not a good answer.
No.
What was happening is that we were resisting Islamization, Arabization, okay, because we want to protect our faith, we want to protect our cultures. But now when we are free from this, we now fall back to our own individual behaviors. We even forget that we are Christians. That's why I think this prayer and fasting is for that. So, the church need to teach people how to be Christian, whether you're in politics or in business or at home or anywhere, even in media, by the way. For the media, you should tell the truth. Don't lie. Tell us exactly what is going on. For the church, we have to teach people what they call discipleship, so that they behave. Jesus said, "Let us be salt and light, salt of the earth, light of the world." Tell the truth. So, I think we have to repent for our failures.
Right.
There is hope. Yes, all this mess, we can now not blame the Arab anymore. We are now saying, "Oh, it is this tribe," but in fact, for me now, who have been to Barghazal, people blame those of Arab. I've been to Arab. I tell you, if there is a place which is poorly developed, it's Arab. People sit under the trees, the old trees,
Right.
and the president is from Arab. So where is he taking the money? People say. No, it's not about this or that area. It's about leadership, as you put it. So when now come to leadership, this is the leadership which came out of liberation struggle. They know how to fight, right? And they succeeded, right? But now, we need another leadership to do nation-state building. You cannot use the gun for it. Peter Nyaba have actually mentioned this, that we need another, not the same tool. You can't use the gun to build the gun is for destruction. But when you want to build, now you have to bring professionals, medical doctors, engineers, agriculturists, IT, Even there are people now who cannot even use IT, So we should use the younger people. In fact, for me, I've been saying anybody now 65 should retire.
You go to ministers' offices, there are no computers before them. You don't know what they're using.
Not only that, I'm telling you from ECS. I'm from ECS. Okay. Thank God, the Archbishop I work under, the late Joseph Marona, he told me that I was still a pastor. When you become a bishop, please make sure you work for amendment or retirement age from 7 to 65. Because these bishops are now tired, they are very old, they are sleeping in the meeting. He wanted to change it, but his colleagues say, no, we should follow the mother church in England, 70 years. But in England, they live well, they have good food, they have good health. So what we did, I lobbied for the change, and we did it. You remember the late Majuk Mading?
Yes.
He was our lawyer. He was my schoolmate. I said, Majuk, please, hey, Archbishop Marona wanted to amend this. Can you help us amend this? I was in the amendment committee. So with Bishop Anthony Pogop Kajukeyi, he said, are you willing to dig your own graves? He said, we will be the first to go. If you look at this year now,
so you were the first to go?
Yeah, I retired.
So after you amended?
Yes, we amended it November 2016. It was approved by the Synod. So it was amended for 70 to 65. I was then 64. So when I went to the Rasa Raja, I said, please, I'm left with 1 year, please. He said, what happened? You are still young. I said, no, the law has changed.
Yes.
They could not believe. I said, I want to mentor my successor. Instead of sitting there sleeping and always to Nairobi for treatment, like my predecessor. He was always in Germany or in India. Why waste the money? Hand over to the young people, and then you will have rest. Yeah, and then they will even give you advice. I mean, you advise the young people. So what we need is a compulsory retirement for these elders. Anybody above 65 must go, and then give them their what they call retirement packages. I'm telling you, they will be very happy.
This is including in the government also?
I'm not talking about the government.
Okay.
For the ECS, we've already done it.
Okay.
Since 2016, we have done it in ECS. So if the government want to follow our example, we are ready to give advice.
Right. Thank you. And I think we are winding up. We have spent much more time. And let me just read this message from Madang Khan War. He said, I am writing to express my deep appreciation for iRadio's ongoing efforts to promote dialogue and awareness around the revitalized peace agreement in South Sudan. As a citizen of this nation, I cannot stress enough how exhausted we are from the prolonged conflicts that have marred our lives It is imperative that we achieve lasting peace and unity, as this is the foundation upon which we can build a brighter future. Following this, we eagerly anticipate the opportunity to hold elections which will empower our people to shape their destinies. The path to development is clear. We need to prioritize the establishment of hospitals, schools, roads, bridges, and reliable electricity. And he said fostering agricultural initiatives will enable us to become self-sufficient in food production. He said, without God, we would not have the strength to pursue these aspirations. Let us work together to ensure that peace prevails and our dreams for a thriving South Sudan becomes a reality. Thank you, Madang Kanwar, with this message. Maybe a few words from each of you. Kong Pal Chang, what is that message you want to leave with the viewer as we look forward to see a better future for South Sudan?
Yeah, our whoever is a feedback from the page, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he ended it in a good note that we need a lasting peace, and I'm glad I heard from the bishop that the church is working hard, and from starting from the prayer that is going on, that hopefully God will guide them and show them what to do, and maybe advise our leaders if they can stop this political misunderstanding and disagreement and conflict, so that the people of South Sudan have a lasting peace where they will enjoy the fruit of freedom, because the expectation was all of us that freedom means a lot of things, even health, good health, happiness, and family, and all those things. Even we know we will die, but we should not die the way we are dying now as people of South Sudan. In those days, we believe that it's old age. As you get older, people want to see you dying when you are old, when God call you. But when children, young people are dying in that rate, is worrying, because as a nation, where will we get these people? So it's my prayer that the church will guide us, as I believe in God, and I believe that with the prayer and things will change, and that hope should be there in anyone's hearts.
Bishop, one lesson from you is that you suggest Kejiko 3 and as another alternative, maybe to address the stalemate that we have experienced, that is the 2018 peace agreement and now the Tumaini. So what more is that you want to leave with the viewers?
Well, I wanted them to encourage our political leaders to support it, because it happened, and that's what brought us the CPA. So now that the top-down peace agreements are almost reached their limits, including Tumaini, I think we should not simply give up. Let us do Kejiko 3, like it happened in Yei, 1997. By the way, also it happened here in Juba, 2010. And we asked for Ministry for Religious Affairs. The President said, no, we're a secular state. What we will do, we will bring the Bureau of Religious Affairs to his office, which he did. And then to also appoint advisor for religious affairs, which he did. So now we are working with this office, and soon, I hope, on the 14th of this month, we are going to launch the program, 6-point program, owned by the people of South Sudan, with some of our partners who are willing to support. So let us not give up. I remember we have been asking God for 70 days. Surely God will listen to our prayers, because we have repented. We also prayed for our leaders. In fact, by the way, one of the things which we should have done actually is to thank them. You know, these people who struggled for 21 years, you know, they deserve our thank you, you know, and also appreciation. In fact, particular member of Kenya said, instead of blaming them, we should prepare a retirement package, a fat one, and then go to them and say, you know, General, Your Excellency, please, you really are tired. Here is our gift, but you live at this seat so that you go and rest. But then he said, don't leave them idle, because while they're eating the gift, They are missing something, these honorables, Your Excellency.
You need to invite them.
No, you make them as envoys, those who are still physically fit. Yeah, to move around like Thabo Mbeki, remember? Yeah. This is the thing we have not yet tested.
To deal with the effect of power.
No, because, they want to enjoy, but physically they are now tired, like the Asia's bishops, I'm not one of them, but by the way, I'm even now more busy now than when I was in the office.
Okay.
Yeah, because people now say, alhamdulillah, he's now free. So I read your call for me, and Dad called for me. In fact, before I came here also, Bera FM wanted me. I said, now I'm coming to iRadio. So now I choose what to do. These leaders, they can contribute instead of sitting there and doing little. Just go home, rest, and then people will now look for you.
Right.
In this way, you are still valuable. We are not throwing them away. They are our leaders. We should honor them, respect them. All of that, of course, elders like me, it's difficult to advise them. They have to decide. If they want to give their legacy, which they did, or independent, or destroy it. But we hope that they will really keep their legacy for generations to remember them.
Thank you very much, Bishop Enoch Tombe. It's been really a valuable insight from you, and we would love to continue having you on this platform to be sharing such great knowledge with the people of South Sudan and giving them options on how we can chart that way forward to have a stable South Sudan. And Kong Palchang, it's also been great having you as usual on this platform. Dear viewer, we have come to the end of this edition of Around South Sudan, and we look forward for another topic to explore as we discuss the best options for this country to move forward. Otherwise, from me to you, do have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Join us for the stories that connect us all. Together, let's explore the heart of South Sudan. Welcome to Around South Sudan. You go to podcast for the stories that shape our nation. Each week we explore the most impactful headlines that are shaping the narrative in South Sudan. We delve into issues related to national development, peace building, politics, culture and economics. To stay informed and engaged, tune into Around South Sudan and be part of the conversation that matters. Subscribe now and join us for the stories that connect us all. Together, let's